Hey everybody, this is Curtis Harden, your official Autel Diagnostic Consultant. Today I got something very special for you guys, and it's been long overdue. I'm going to not only explain to you the programming capabilities of the Maxisys Elite, but I'm actually going to show you a live clip I did with one of my clients as we were reprogramming a CAS module on a BMW. I'm going to just clear out any of the misconceptions you may have or may not have known about our pass-through device and the programming capabilities that are on our tablet, because a lot of people don't know the truth about this. So in this presentation, this is what I'm going to discuss. All right. So for those who don't know me, my name is Curtis Harden, and I've been an Autel consultant for about 7 years. I do a bunch of other things in our industry, but in a nutshell, I help people like you get this tool in their hands safely. All right. In this video, I'm going to share with you the Maxisys Elite, and I'm going to show you information that Autel doesn't really inform you about its programming capabilities. So by the time you finish viewing this presentation, you'll be able to make a clear decision if programming is what you need in your workshop. This isn't for everybody, and there's a lot of people who buy this tool who aren't really utilizing it. And what I do is I know how to use the J2534, and I coach and I offer training for this for my clients. Okay, so let's jump into it. The Maxisys Elite is the ultimate diagnostic tool ideal for technicians who need programming, coding, and diagnostics. Okay, this is the cream of the crop right now. This tool, I got my hands on it last November. It was probably released to the public in certain areas in January or February this year. All right, this is the cream of the crop, you guys. All right. So I looked on YouTube and I really couldn't find any, information on, people giving a visual of the tool. So what I'm going to do here is just show you the tool, give you an overview of what it includes, and then I'm going to break down the features on the tool. And because a lot of people have, uncertainty on which tool is better for them, the Pro or the Elite. They don't know the differences, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll know the difference. Okay. First, you'll see that these are all the adapters. It comes pretty much with everything. Benz, Chrysler, Kia, Nissan, Honda, Audi. And what I have to share with you guys is there's several versions of this tool, and what a lot of people do is when they buy online, they don't know what version they're actually getting. If it's a US version, because the US version comes with a Chrysler adapter. The European version comes with a, I think it's a Benz 14 adapter that the US version doesn't have. So this could be big trouble for some people depending on what country you're from. And I just want to clarify that. So just let me know, what region you're from, and then I'll give you the appropriate device. Here is the J2534, and this, I'm going to show you how it's connected. It's very simple. Some people think that this is like a single purpose unit only, but it actually has a dual functionality. It acts as a vehicle communication interface, and it also acts as a J2534. And in plain English, guys, this basically means you can connect to the manufacturer's technical website and get the same calibration files, wiring diagrams and diagnostic information from their site. This is like a pass-through device. One thing you guys need when you're doing this too is a battery maintainer. To keep your battery stabilized when you're doing a reflash. Okay, it's vital to have this, because if that thing drops, your voltage drops while you're doing a reflash, your ECU's done. All right, So this is a requirement. I don't have one that I can recommend for you right now, but you can find probably one on Amazon, or if you can just give me a call, I can advise you which one I would recommend. Okay. What you see here is the recharging docking station, and normally the tools that we have is you plug it in the wall. And there, you can also do that with this one, but this one has what they call USB 3.0 technology. And in plain English, this will allow you to recharge your battery a hell of a lot faster. Okay, and it's really good. I mean, if you're in a workshop, you know, you can just slap it around there. It's very visible to see, easy to take on and off, and you know, you can, as I said, you can still plug it in the traditional way, but yeah, this is one of the huge improvements. The battery life is longer than the Maxisys Pro, and as I said, it recharges a hell of a lot faster. Okay, the design overall it's a more sleek design, and you can see on the sides here there's a rubberized casing. Okay, this actually acts as better grip handles, and it's more comfortable on your hands. All right. And this little blue light is not on the Pro version. The Elite will actually tell you when your device is on sleep mode. Because a lot of people, what they were doing was, you know, they would have their screen off, but they would think it's off, but it's actually on sleep mode. So what Autel did was, okay, let's improve this by making a little indicator light on there. Okay, there's your power on button, and it's very simple. And the interface is a little bit advanced versus the Pro version. Okay, and I'll show you what it is. So this is your main interface. This is where you do your diagnostics, and you know, you can see that the blue button on the top is where you do the auto VIN. It will automatically detect the VIN, take you right to the main menu where you can do the auto scan or go into the control unit. Okay, you can search by region, and you know, it has your general OBD2 light or app, and there's always 3 ways to get into the vehicle. Auto scan. If that doesn't work, you can manually input the VIN number, and if that doesn't work, if you go on the upper right hand side of the tablet, you can just, you know, search for it. You know, the Maxifix system is a little collaboration like forum basically, where people will share information and stuff like that. But honestly, guys, it's very slow. Just talk to me and then you'll get the answer quicker. I work with the engineer who actually made the software. Okay, this is where you actually put in your shop's information, and this is vehicle history. So it keeps all the records of all the cars you scan. And believe it or not, guys, I have a lot of guys who use this when a customer complains. You know, this stuff will hold up in court because it's recorded on there. All right, so yeah, that's just a little bit of the main interface. And then this has a really cool feature. There's a camera app on here, and when you press it, it'll just take a snapshot of the screen, where the Pro is not able to do that. You know, you have to go through a couple menus and stuff, and it's still simple, but you know, this one is, I said, it's just an improved way to make you more efficient. All right. The processor on this thing is extremely fast. It's extremely fast. So if I had a Maxisys Pro, you can obviously see side by side that the Elite will probably go 30 to 40% faster. All right. You know, you can stay online. You don't have slow loading times. You know, the browsing speed is really fast because there's Internet Explorer on here. And what we also did as well was we incorporated, when you scan a vehicle, there's a search functionality that will, when you press this button, it will actually search the error code that was discovered, and it will take you to the web to get results on there. Okay, so this is also a new improvement that Autel just released as well. And then yeah, there's touch screen. It's super sensitive, and you know, you could even have like residue on your hands, and our screen will still be able to register what's on there. All right. And again, the updates on this tool, something that I want to share with you guys. All right. when you get your tool, all right, this is for people who don't buy from me, okay? Some vendors online will actually register the tool on your behalf, and I don't think that's fair, because what that does is it ties you up into that subscription, all right? So I don't do that. When you get your tool, you can use it right out of the box without registering it, all right? The only time I recommend registering the device is A, if the tool isn't working right, if there's a problem with one of your apps, or if it's going slow, or it's just not working as good as it used to, or B, if it's like, a new year and you don't have those new year models on your vehicle. Most of the time, you guys, you guys should know this, you're not going to get 2016, 2017 models in your shop. Like, those guys are still getting the warranty on those vehicles. So, that's what I'm saying. You don't need to update it, because there's a lot of horror stories where people get the tool, they're excited, they update the tool, and then let's say a couple of days before their subscription ends, they're in the middle of updating it to get it, and then what happens is the Autel servers are slow, you're not able to log on, and then that app is gone. It didn't finish updating before the deadline. Autel will not let you finish that download unless you have a valid subscription. So I get a lot of people, who are like, oh man, I gotta pay $1,200 just to get this stupid file back on my thing. People don't back up their apps. You can do that. I teach my clients how to do that. So this is something just in case you don't want to purchase through me, because I hate to see people get screwed over like this. I'm just letting you know, just in case, This is what your scans will actually look like. When you scan somebody's car, it'll be in a PDF format, and you could email this to them, you could print it out to them, and this is something that I highly encourage my clients to do, versus verbally telling them to their client what the problem of the car is. If your client has something tangible in their hand, that's perceived value. You see, it's perceived value, and then that way, you can justify your price in your diagnostic scan. All right. So what I want to do now is jump into the programming on this device. All right. This device will allow you to beat the dealer and gain access to programming, wire diagrams, and technical service bulletins. Right now, 90% of you who are watching this video are probably new to programming by the way of JT534. And I'm not saying this, just to, be cocky or whatever, but I talk with a lot of clients on the phone, and this is kind of like a new realm, like people are starting to make the transition from being a general mechanic to being an automotive technician. You kind of have to be a technician now with, the complexity of these cars. They're basically computers now, okay? So is it mandatory, if you need to learn this, how to use this right now? Probably not, but I always encourage my clients to at least make a cognitive decision to get in this industry right now, due to the fact that when the wave of, complex cars finally hits you, you'll be prepared. You won't be in shock. You won't be scrambling around and stuff. Like, it's actually here right now. I consult a lot of mobile mechanics, and these guys are killing it. These guys are killing it, and the reason why they're doing is their skill level of programming is making them more valuable. And I always have this saying: your check at the end of the day, or your payment, is always on the value you add to your client. All right. Some let's say auto repair shops, if they're in a remote area and they need to get a PCM reflash or an ECM reflash, it's a huge pain point. They have to send the client car to the dealer, which you have to make an appointment sometimes, or maybe you have to get a tow truck and send it over there. It's a hassle. So if you're able to get into that market, you're not only helping them, but doing this type of diagnostics, you can get paid really good money for doing it, you know. I'm the only consultant right now that offers training on this subject matter. And I just want to show you a live scenario of me assisting my client reprogramming a BMW CAS module. Now, just to give you a little background, this client of mine actually purchased his tool from Amazon, but he heard that I offer training on this and I'm knowledgeable about, you know, the programming aspect. So he paid me a consultation fee that allowed him to be under, I can accept him as a client, and I not only give him the full support, but I train him how to do these reflashes, and this is how it's done, okay? What we did was, what he does is he's a mobile mechanic, and he goes to different shops, you know, asking them, you know, what type of, you know, programming they need. And this particular client, I think, bought a used PC CAS module, and he needed to marry it to the vehicle. He needed to inject the software on it, okay? And with BMW or a lot of these vehicles, you can't just put on a sensor and expect it to work. It doesn't work that way. There's certain procedures you need to do to get it working properly, you know. So yeah, what we did was we plugged in the device. I made sure that he had the J2534, you know, hooked up, and he had the battery maintainer hooked up. And you can see on the upper right hand here, that's the voltage right here of his battery, which our tool is able to do, to tell you. And what he's doing right now is he's on the workshop's Wi-Fi network, and once he pressed the programming button, it goes on to our online servers, and it's going to, right now it's trying to read the ECU information, and you'll see which modules are available. So where it says here is where control units replaced. Before starting vehicle programming, ensure that the basic requirements for error-free programming are satisfied. See our user documentation. Preparation and follow-up of vehicle programming. This is on our tablet as well. If control units have been replaced, select the replace control units in the dialog box displayed in the following. Alternatively, click the control unit tree on the replace control units and select replace follow-up there. Okay, so this tool is very, very, how could I say, if you can read, you could basically code, you know. If you just follow the prompts, it will allow you to navigate to the specific place where you need to select the correct module. All right, so I'm just going to fast forward it just a little bit. I was actually taking a call on this one. Yeah, well, what's amazing with technology is I can, how could I say, connect through TeamViewer. TeamViewer is an app, you guys, just for you guys don't know. It will allow me to remotely connect to his laptop and, you know, take control over his screen. Okay, so that's what I'm actually doing now. I took over his screen and I'm walking him through it. Okay, what he did here, he thought this was the CAS module, and I told him that it wasn't. So this isn't the right one. I'm just going to uncheck that quickly, and then if we scroll down, we could see the correct module that we need to reprogram. And as I said, these are all the modules that you're able to download the calibration files for. Really easy, you guys, really easy. There's the CAS module right there. CAS, car access system. All you do is you select on the dialog box on the right, and then you're just going to click OK. And that's what I'm going to do just in a minute. I'm just checking to see if there's any other terminology that I may have missed. Okay, so let's click OK. All right. And typically, you guys, like, when you start to get used to this, you know, coding interface, it may take between 15 to 20 minutes to do all the reflashing. Like I had to break this tape down, not just to bore you, but what I'm going to show you is the most important things, and this way you'll have an idea, and hopefully when you get your tool, you have the courage to explore it. Because a lot of people, they're not computer literate. They're not confident in understanding the terminology of the stuff. But that's what I'm here to help you guys do. I help to walk you through it and stuff. And once you get the courage to do things on your own, you're going to be into a whole nother ball game, you guys. And then yeah, so here is the menu here, and these are different things that you can code. And if I can remember this one, I was just trying to see which one that we were able to code. Okay, and I think it was under the control unit list. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember, you guys. This was recorded about maybe last week. And I'll tell you, you know what, you guys. TeamViewer is a free application, and you can download it on your laptop or PC. But I was using it so much, they detected that I was using it for commercial use, and I actually had to pay for a full license, and it wasn't cheap. It was like $700. So that just shows you how much I'm, in the battlefield helping my technicians and stuff. And it's a really great way to get instant customer service. So if you're getting any software glitches, or if any type of explanation you need, I can be right there within a few seconds. And it's great. I can be on the beach and you're in the workshop, I could help you out, So as you can see now, we're about to do one of we selected the measurement plan, and it's asking us if it's connected to the internet, and it connected, and it's downloading the files now. Alright, so there we go. After connecting vehicle, use the OK button to continue the session. Very straightforward, you guys. Very straightforward. And that's one thing that I love about this interface. I've used Snap-on, I've used Launch, I've used Autoboss, I've used a lot of tools, but this platform, I would say, is like the Apple of diagnostic tools. It's like so intuitive. You can give it to like a 4-year-old kid, and with little to no instructions, he's able to navigate to it. So they kept the average Joe in mind when they made this tool. They wanted to make it where you don't need, manuals and stuff. You don't need, extensive training in order to operate this tool. So I don't care what age group you guys are. If you guys only do mechanical stuff, this is just, how could I say, you need the willingness just to, say, okay, I'm going to do programming. If you have that attitude, then you'll be able to, get into this industry. Okay. So right now, what I was doing was I was telling him to follow the instructions. So, he's in the workshop. He's following. I'm telling him to turn the engine off, switch it back on after 15 seconds. Then once that's done, I'm just going to fast forward it again. We just follow the instructions. Okay? Turn off ignition, remove key with remote. It's very simple, you guys. Very simple. If you can read and you have a finger, you can program. Alright? And let's see if this is almost done. Yeah, so here is the actual progress after we did all the prompts and stuff of the download. It's going to go through all these sections here. Okay, you can see here, and once that's finished, let me just fast forward it for you guys. It's at 40, 50%. Fast forward a bit. Let me go back for you guys. Okay, so after that finished, establishing vehicle communication. And this is perfect for people who specialize on BMW and Mercedes. I'll tell you why later, but if you would, let's say, were to use the BMW ISIS interface and software, I have a lot of guys who work on BMW, and their website, their technical website, is not user friendly at all. Like it took me maybe a day just to download all the right files. Like they don't give you any instruction, you know. For the U.S. market, they make the independent mechanic have access to these calibration files, but it's like they don't want to help you guys to do that. It's about money, you know. I'll give you an example. Today I was consulting a client who has multiple Hondas, and I called the OEM and I wanted to find out if, you know, their website could actually update the navigational system on certain Honda vehicles. And he told me, Kurt, you know what, we don't give support for people who are using the J25D4. If I was a Honda dealer, it would have been completely different, you know. So not all OEMs are like that, but generally speaking, that's how they are. So when you're doing programming, it's always good to have somebody kind of walk you through the process, because once you get that process embedded in your head, it's like it's going to open up a whole new opportunity. And personally, I love this stuff. I don't like getting dirty, you guys. You know, yeah, I rather have my computer, press a couple buttons, you know, build my client, then I'm good to go. You know, and this is what this tool is for. And for those of you who are, you know, deciding on which tool to buy, there's a lot of other companies, Snap-on, that have a J25D4, but Autel's the only company that I know of right now that actually includes this in their kit. And if you can buy this separately, like if you guys are, you know, maybe wanting to purchase the Maxisys Mini and are afraid that you can't update to a J25D4, you can. It's compatible with it, you know. It's a bit more expensive. I think that J25D4 alone costs between $800, $700. So it's better just to get it in the kit. But even though if you're not going to utilize this today, it's good to know that you can, and you're going to start to see these situations. You know, I've been getting these situations a lot more now, and that's why I actually had to, you know, teach myself and get educated, because, you know, clients were calling me wanting to know how to do this, and to be honest with you, at the time when I first started, I didn't have a clue, because it was new. You know, it was a new type of technology. So, you know, at least you guys have peace of mind when you do invest in this tool with me, that I know how to operate this. Okay, so let's take a look at this here, guys. This is the final report, and that was pretty much it. I'm sure we're almost done with this video. This is just a summary of everything. There's the VIN number. That's the vehicle, the car, and this is the statuses of it. So these are all the modules that we reflash, and you can see this is the part number of the old ECU and the new one. Okay, now if I can recall, I had him, when you do a reflash, there's going to be times where you maybe need to just erase certain error codes that come up, and that's what we did. And when we press auto scan, yeah, the engine, DME, motor, electronics came up. And I was talking to a BMW buddy of mine, and he told me that after you reflash a CAS module, you're going to need to calibrate that DME module. And luckily, through my experience, working with him, I knew that. Otherwise, my client would have been, left in the air and kind of embarrassed because, we couldn't figure out the problem. Yeah, right now what my client did, he tried to start the car and it wasn't able to start. So this next video, I'm going to have a little bit of audio for you guys just to show you what we did. Here is where we're going to do this, the calibration, okay?
You want to see if it'll start?
Yeah, you can try.
No.
Okay, so let's do the DME-CAS interface. So the car wasn't starting.
It says turn off ignition. I wonder if I should put it to the start position.
Okay, go next.
Go to number 2?
Yeah.
No, that's what we just did, right?
We did one, I thought, first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're just following the instructions, guys. That's it.
Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, hang on. Press continue.
Is it doing something?
Hang on. Starting value programming or starting value was reset was successful. Terminal 15 off. Wait until main relay has dropped out. Terminal 15 on. Engine can be started again. So am I supposed to turn it back on?
I think when you press continue, it's gonna do these things. Like it's gonna tell you. So we did that was number 2, right? So we're on 3?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I have a feeling it should start now.
I hope so. It started.
It started.
All right, good deal. Good deal. Hey, that's them calling. Hang on.
All right, so there you go, guys. That was music to my ears. He he was able to get the car started, and right when he got the car started, the client called. So, that's support for you guys. And unfortunately, nobody will that I know of that sells online will do this for you guys. All right. So you can see it was a relatively easy procedure. My client was not only able to save his client money by not taking it to the dealer, but he was able to make a handsome profit just by reading and pressing a couple of buttons, with my guidance, of course, And here's something else you didn't know. Currently, the Maxisys Pro and the Elite support online programming for the following manufacturers: BMW and Mercedes. All right. Just to recap, guys, about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we actually had GM on our platform. But what happened was we were disrupting the market. People were like, wow, we can do programming on GM. GM got upset and they were like, how are you guys getting our calibration files? You're copying our technology. So they started to pursue us to court, and they made a lawsuit against Autel. So what we had to do, which upset a lot of our community, was remove all those functions on there, and everything's fine now, but we're eventually going to get these manufacturers back on our platform. There's just a lot of legal tape that we need to do in order to do it, to get the simple online programming. But for right now, it's just BMW and Mercedes, okay? So if you guys specialize on these vehicles, it's extremely easy to do it with our tool, okay? The other manufacturers, you're going to have to use the J2534. And for those of you who don't know how to sign up to the manufacturers, if you go to auteltech.co, that's auteltech.co, you enter your name and email. On my second video, I'll give you a link to where all of these manufacturers are to gain access to their calibration site, and that gives you all the costs and stuff. It's very general information, but for the rest of the vehicles, that's what you're going to have to do. What else can I advise you guys? Some of these vehicles are manufacturers have easy installation than others. Some are just absolute nightmares. So look, it's pretty much impossible to do it yourself. I'm a software guy. I'm a nerd by heart, and even for me, if I didn't investigate and get training myself, there's no way I would have been able to do it. Like, they make this for their technicians, not for they don't make it easy enough for the independent mechanic to learn how to do it themselves. Like, their stuff doesn't make any sense, you guys. All right. 99% of the suppliers who sell this never conducted a reflash, and they will not assist you when you do this. All right. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. And even Autel, if you go to Autel New York, when it comes to reflashing, they're going to tell you to contact your local, manufacturer and ask them. But they won't do that for you guys as well. All right. I know this because I made the calls. I started to notice this problem, and I thought it was kind of embarrassing to sell a device you don't know how to operate. So to address this problem, I documented all the OEM sites from the US, North America, Australia, and Europe. Then I wrote down the login procedures and made walkthrough tutorials step by step on how to install the manufacturer's software. All right, this was very time intensive, guys, but it was worth it in the long run, because when I get different manufacturers, I'll just get those files those PDF files, and then I'm able to just revert back to the information how I was able to log into their site, because each one's different. You can't use the Maxisys tablet to connect to the OEM sites. Reason being is they have special software operating system requirements, and most of them at minimum will ask for your laptop to be a Windows 7 professional. Okay, just to give you an example, let's look at General Motors. Okay, here's the system requirements. You need this processor, the hard disk, yada yada yada. The main thing is this thing here. Windows 7 Home won't work. Windows Vista won't work. It needs to be this. Your it won't be compatible, you guys. And if you try to do a reflash and it doesn't work like this, then you're going to be screwed. It just won't go through. And another thing, having somebody like myself who is computer savvy, I know how to, if you have a Windows, let's say 7 Home Edition, I can upgrade your computer without paying the $100. Like, I know how to do that. So you're a mechanic. I want you guys to focus on what you're doing and let me do what I'm good at, and then I can, sorry about this car, you guys. This guy sounds like he needs a Maxisys. Jeez. Anyways, yeah, let me do what I do to make your job a hell of a lot easier. All right. In addition to this, you have to purchase a subscription in order to gain access to the GM's calibration files. All right. And this is what it looks like. This is the one that you guys need to get their service and programming. For 2 days, it's about $55. Okay. So once you make that, you can reflash and download, do as much as you want during that 2-day subscription. All right. And just a little tip, you guys, if you want to know beforehand what calibration files are available for that particular GM vehicle, go to this website. I'll put it in the description. It's tis2web.service.gm.com /tis2web. What's going to happen is you can input your vehicle's VIN number, and then it will tell you what models are available for you to reflash. You can know beforehand, okay? You wouldn't have figured this out yourself because they don't make it like in your face, okay? And that's my point. I want to get to you guys that if you want to fully maximize your investment with the Elite, it's probably a good idea to have someone on your team to assist you from start to finish. I have software that will, say if you work on various manufacturers, most of you guys are, writing passwords and stuff in your book. That's long gone. I have software where once you go to the web page, it will actually log you in. The software keeps all your passwords stored. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's a wonderful tool to have, and you would have never known that. Those of you, and for those of you who purchased from another vendor, there's still hope. Okay, I can take you on as a client for a consultation fee that will give you not only the after service and support you need, but the training on how to utilize the J2534. So you'll be my client basically. Like if you want to know how to do, programming, on the Mercedes, you have a coding question, I'll be able to ask you. If your tool has a software problem and you need me to fix it, I can do that. If it needs to go in for a repair, I work with the engineer. I just give her a heads up that your tool's coming in. Your device is in front of the line versus anybody else. Okay. So I can get your tool turned around within 1 or 2 weeks, guaranteed. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is not to scare you guys, but to give you the truth about reflashing. The most difficult thing is the setup. Some manufacturers can take up to 4 hours to install their software if your PC needs to be upgraded. So this is what I would advise you if you're still considering investing in the Maxisys Elite. Okay. If you think, sorry about my spelling, I did this like at 2 in the morning. If you think you can call Autel New York and ask them to assist you with a reprogramming procedure, it's not going to happen. They will tell you to contact the OEM yourself and ask them to help you. But as I said, they're not going to do that. They don't offer this service to you guys. They actually want to just kind of tailor to their own technicians that work at the dealer. That's just how it is, unfortunately. All right. Another buying tip: if you still decide to purchase your tool online, just a few things to think about. First, can you talk to a live human being? Sounds simple, but most of the time you're just dealing via email. And what happens if your tool is running slow? Can you call these people? Or are you gonna wait 40 minutes to get to somebody? Is this client overseas? If you're buying on Amazon, a lot of people don't realize this, is Amazon has their own customer service, but they don't know jack squat about the tool. They know nothing about the tool. Then they're going to tell you to contact Autel New York, and what you guys don't realize is when you get your box, on the side it says, call 1-800-AUTEL New York. Autel New York's lines are so busy, they're trying to tailor all of the world. What makes them think that, you're going to get a hold of them? Like, I can't even get a hold of them. That's why I started my own consultancy to give that one-on-one relationship, okay? The second thing you need to think about if you're buying, from somewhere is, do you know the origin of your tool? All right, meaning, if your tool is a European version, if it is a US version, if it's an Australian version, sometimes depending on what country you buy it from, you probably need if you're in like Brazil, you probably need the tool to be in Portuguese. If you buy a US tool, there's no Portuguese on there. So that's very important and then also some regions have extra cars that aren't on a US version or on a European version. All right, so this is also very important. All right, second, third, do you trust your supplier if you have to send your tool back for a repair? All right, now a lot of people, they get tied up in where to buy their tool. The first thing you guys do is you go online and you're buying by the lowest price. And typically the lower the price, that means it's coming from China. Now the way China's set up is they have actually a good relationship with Autel. Autel supplies them, but their whole system is motivated by sales. Okay? So they'll take your money, they'll send you the tool, but I promise you guys, if there's any type of glitch or repair, you're nothing to them. You're nothing to them. I know this, guys, because I remember when I first started, I used to actually order my tools from these guys. And, I had tools that would come to me and, they were just like used tools. They weren't genuine stuff. And I would try to get back to them. They're like, oh, we're not going to help you, you're making this up. So I don't know. Sending your tool back to these guys is extremely risky. Especially if, as I say, if they're from overseas, sending your tool to China, if you don't have specific shipping instructions, your thing will get stuck in customs, and you spent a lot of money already, all right? So this is a very important question. I know a lot of you guys don't think about that. You guys think that, yeah, I'm going to get my tool and nothing's going to happen with it. Why do you think you're working on cars? You can't buy a car and think, nothing's going to happen to it. Stuff happens, and unfortunately I can't open my email to show you the back end of what I go through, but it's a lot of crap, and luckily it's software related stuff which I can fix, but don't think that you're not going to have a problem, because I guarantee sooner or later you will. All right. D, do they have someone that can assist you with any software related problems? As I said, most people are just motivated by the sale. They won't take the time to do what I just did with my clients, most of the suppliers are selling various tools, so they're probably not going to know the tool intimately. I have people call up, they're like, hey, I bought it from Pet Boys or something, and they don't want to teach me how to register the tool, like simple stuff, So this is also very important, because look, this is a piece of software. It's like a phone basically, and stuff happens with it, Stuff happens with it. And I always tell people, you're not buying a simple baseball bat, all right? I can see, look, I'm not stupid either. I obviously want to get the cheapest price as well. And, if I'm buying like a rock or, a baseball bat, then yeah, I'm going to look for the simple price. But you're buying a complex tool, So, there's a difference between price and cost. Okay? Price is what you pay today. But you got to look at the cost if it's going to be more expensive. If an event happens where I had a guy, his Maxisys packed up. I don't know why. I haven't checked it because he's not my client, but he says it's not working. He's screwed. He's basically screwed. So yeah, he got a good deal, but since he doesn't have me as a consultant to fix his problem, he probably has to buy another tool. I get these scenarios all the time, you guys, and I'm doing my absolute best just to coach you guys. And I made this slide for you just to give you an analogy. Okay, when you have a family, let's say, you know, there's the mom, which represents the mechanic, and the baby is the Maxisys Elite, right? Why you want to be a single parent? You know, like if you don't have that choice, if you have a choice to have someone to help you, why don't you take this offer once it's a good-looking guy like this? You know, like I'm here for you, and we can work together as a team. This is how it should be, guys. And I know it's a silly analogy, but it's so true. And look, me and my clients work great together. As you saw in my previous video, I'm not, mechanically inclined. But when it comes to software and programming, I thrive on that. So we work together. And that's how it should be, guys. If we work together, it'll make you a more efficient mechanic, okay? So, this is what you get. The Maxisys Elite. You get all the bells and whistles, all the adapters. Just tell me what region you're from. Then I'll make sure if it's a Chrysler adapter or your bins that you're going to get in your kit. It comes with this J2534 device, which acts as a vehicle communication interface. Most of the time, you guys are just going to be using this 16-pin connected to here for the vehicles. And you get the full kit basically. All right. First bonus that I give is the digital video scope that allows you to see in places where the human eye can't see. It's just like that tool you would see on Dr. 90210 when they're doing the surgery. Well, you can do the same thing on cars. You can stick it in fuel injectors. If you want to show a client, what you're working on, it'll project on the screen. You can take videos with it. It's a nice tool to have. It's $100 USD value. I give that to you for free. And this, a lot of people don't know because they don't do programming. This cable doesn't come in your kit. Okay, it's probably one of our most expensive cables, but it's required on certain BMW. I think it's with the F series. Okay. What will happen is when you're doing a reflashing procedure on that, our tablet will tell you that you need this cable in order to continue. And there's like a computer LAN cable that connects right here, and then you stick it in. It'll show you a diagram of how it works. And yeah, that's basically it, you guys. If you buy your tool anywhere else in the world, it will not come with this. So as I said, the price you pay will be probably cheaper, but when you have a client in your shop and you're stuck in this situation, that's when the cost is going to be more, And then in addition to that, I noticed that a lot of people value training. So I partnered up with a really, really great company who offers training, and they utilize our tool. And they have like several videos that will show you how to navigate through the tool, how to do, brake bleeding procedures. And then beyond that, they do several other videos weekly on different, new type of technology, whether it's key coding, and it's really, really professional, you guys. There's over 200 videos you can gain access to. And what I do is I pay for your first month. Okay, so this comes in your kit. When you're ready to review these videos, I'll give you your login credentials, and you'll have access to these. And in this way, depending on your background, you always need to be learning. I don't care how long you've been in the industry, you're always going to get golden nuggets here and there, and you get to pick, what section you want to study, whether it's electrical or mechanical or servicing. You'll be able to have that. They even give you videos on how to do reflashing, okay? And this is what you'll get: knowledge checks, training modules, monthly reports, 10 new modules per month, no locked-in contracts, okay? So, just to recap, you guys, BMW reflashing cable, the digital scope, online training, all for $3,600, shipped to your door. The way it works, I will get your email I'll send you a PayPal pro forma invoice stipulating everything that you're going to be receiving. Once payment is made, it takes 1 day to process your order, and depending on what region you're from, where you're from, it'll take about 3 to 5 days to get to your door via UPS or DHL. For those who don't know, PayPal is the best. It protects me and the buyer. They act as a like an escrow company. So for those who are new to this, you have nothing to worry about. PayPal will protect you if anything does go wrong. Okay. And look, you guys, as I said, I'm here to help you with the programming. If you're buying this tool, you're buying it for the programming. All right. Otherwise, if you have no intentions on learning how to do it, don't buy this. You're wasting your money. You're absolutely wasting your money. Okay. My job is to make you utilize this tool to its full capability, and there's no one here that I know of, and I've looked, that will offer you this training. It's like a underground world, and as I said, the dealers don't really give you any type of training on it, and just you can benefit from my knowledge. It'll save you a hell of a lot of time. Okay, so there's my number up top, you guys. I'm available pretty much 24/7. Please feel free to give me a call if you have any other questions, if you want some additional information on its coding capabilities. As I said, I work with the engineer. Just give me the VIN number, and then I'm able to validate what our tool can and can't do. And this is great for people who work on Asian vehicles that you need to know specific things. If you want to know if there's key coding on particular vehicles, I can validate this information for you guys. Okay, so there you go, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm getting more ideas to give you the videos that you need, and go ahead and take the time to like my page. I'm really grateful for it, and I hope to hear from you guys. Take care and have a great day, you guys. Cheers.